Hello everybody, my name is VTech. We're back. I got Mullins with me today. Today this video is going to be a little bit of a stretch, and we're going to be taking one person in particular, and we're going to be seeing how their popularity will grow throughout our little save. So we're actually going to be playing a lot longer than what you'll see in the recording to get the full benefits, to see how a person will develop and grow their popularity based on many factors. So let's get right in here. So for instance, let's name someone who probably has the lowest popularity on the list. Let's go someone who's like regional level, like at most. So actually a good bit of people actually. Let's go unknown. So we have Tony Nese, Rosa Mendez, Mojo Rally. So I think let's take Mojo Rally and let's try to bring his popularity up. So his popularity is going to be of an 11, and since WWE runs on that format of popularity over performance, he could be the worst wrestler in the world. Alright? But as long as he's popular, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? And you have to shroud that in a way. So we're going to show you how you want to do that if you want to build him as a star while still protecting him in a sense. So of course we're going to pick John Cena, who by far will probably have the best popularity. Maybe AJ Styles 90. I don't think AJ Styles has. Yep. So John Cena with the 90 popularity right there, he's going to be soaking in all the great segments. So if you put Mojo Rally in there, but we're going to do it a certain way, you'll really get all the benefits there. So you can see there's some of his stats, which some are good, some aren't that great. Like for instance, you know, the aerial stuff, chain like stuff like that. Even his brawling isn't that phenomenal. But you know, if you put him in those segments where he's good at, it will help him. You know, for instance, if we put Mojo teaming with Cena, it would help him also. So let's just jump right here to Monday Night Raw. So we have that base 11, I believe it was, right, Mullins, for Mojo Rally.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's jump right here. Locker room instance. There you go. Get that out of the way. I've turned off injuries and all that to make this go by a lot faster. But we're also going to be doing auto book stuff, and I'll tell you the importance of, not that right there. I'll tell you the importance of A shows over B shows and pay-per-views over everything else, by the way. So you see, we have this backstage segment with Mr. McMahon and Triple H. If you throw Mojo Rally in there, for instance, just for comic relief, and say he goes by both of them and is like there, you know, it will help. But if we set him to off screen and you put that, hey, maybe they're talking about him, and you should be able to get away with not rated. Oh, that's of course trips right there. Boom. So as you can see, let's auto-name this. You can see Mojo Rally is there, but he's not rated on anything. So if he had really bad stats in that everything there, but as long as he's off screen, he will still be able to get those benefits. Does that sound clear, by the way, Mullins?
Yeah.
Or am I kind of throwing people everywhere? So you see there's the opening match, or pre-show match, sorry. Then we go into the show and boom, it's Vincent K. McMahon and Triple H, and they're probably talking about something, and Mojo Rally gets brought up. Just by his name being mentioned, his revenue in the company is going up, his popularity shall be going up, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, your boss mentioned your name.
So you can see all this goes through right here, all these stuff that doesn't matter because we're not following Mojo Rally. Now if I was to put him in a match, it would also help, but just for the sake of all that, I'll show you this. Bada bing, bada boom. I'll show you if he gains any popularity
Realist
right
Mojo
now.
in the room.
Exactly. So we'll see the popularity of Mojo Rally after the show, and then I think we're going to do a jump cut to about maybe 6 months down the line, and we'll probably just give him a US title or something. We won't actually give him a main title unless his popularity is crazy through the roof by that time. But I think
How you hyping?
But I think it's important we also talk about pay-per-views and B shows.
Now,
B shows do help with popularity because he's still on television.
Question.
Answer.
If we were to link him with a manager that may have some decent popularity.
At the moment, 'cause it's only a day, but if you link him with a manager, it will help him most definitely. But I think helping him with the manager is the more realistic route to go, because this video is kind of more towards people who want to put over people like fast, like you want to shove them down people's throats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you see that they're not great at the start, but you want to push it to where they can be that, and they can be what you want them to be.
If we look at B shows are important in this factor, by the way. B shows, you will not lose popularity if you have a bad show. You just have to keep up with the television requirements. And for main event, it's probably not going to be that high in general for requirements. So, but B shows do help out gaining a little bit of popularity, but not as much as A shows, and clearly not as much as on pay-per-view, which means a lot more. In terms of stats, if you put people in these segments with people who have great stats, they do have the chance to learn. And if you are able to get that meddling backstage correct, you could also do really good for people. For instance, let's say Chris Jericho became the best friend to Mojo Rawley, and was like, hey, I'm gonna make you my protege. Then that would help Rawley in the long term, because you would get these random segments, as we saw before if you roll back, where Mark Henry was like, hey, Titus O'Neil, hey, Darren Young, let me give you some tips about like charisma or selling, psychology, stuff of that nature. But that helps with stats. So let's auto book this real quick. Let's do storyline segment with The Miz and Dean Ambrose. Let's try to let's get like a quick angle in here where, like, you know, we'll put John Cena is telling us why he loves the hype bros and why he feels really bad for his friend Zack Ryder. So we'll do microphone, and of course not rated but off screen and whatnot, so we'll get him unscripted for 2 whole minutes. Boom, right there. End the show off like that. So I don't believe Mojo Rawley has had a single match at all yet, but you know, we have that interaction there, that name reference, which will help him. And seeing how it's been only 3 days simulated, you won't see a big change in popularity, most likely until the end of the month. So we'll just check it out here, show you that, hey, stuff might change, might not, but then we'll do a jump cut to 6 months down the line, and you'll probably see a huge difference, especially from those pay-per-views. Mullins, can you think of anything I need to mention real quick before we, you know, take our jump cut to do, you know, the thing with...
As it pertains to what?
Just any common questions you could think people might ask before we do this.
So do we have to book him in a feud maybe to be able to help this?
So,
like, or can we do it organically without a feud?
You can do this both ways. Now, for the complete sake of, I want to not spend all day on this, I turn strict storylines off. But if I was to put him in that storyline of, you know, this right here, it would help him also, and it would help with that, his momentum, because I believe his momentum will pay off in the long run. When you see that if he's more organically pushed, his momentum won't be fluctuating as much, because he'll be over organically. He won't be shoved down people's throats. You know, also in real life too, you can see that. So we've already spent about 9 minutes on this. We're gonna do a quick jump cut. So you're gonna see a jump cut to about 6 months of work, maybe 3 months if something crazy happens. So we'll see you in about that much time. Alright, so we're about 3 weeks in. We haven't reached the pay-per-view yet, but a quick update. You can already see from the previous couple weeks that everything has finally started to add up, and he's made that jump from 11 popularity to 17. So
that's a good jump for just a
little
bit.
Month. So we'll take it to the next jump. Unless, you know, we're not happy with it, then we'll just take it to 6 months. But at this rate, he might be up maybe 40, maybe 50 popularity by the end of 6 months, maybe. So we'll just see there. So just another quick update for people. We put Mojo Rawley in a segment with John Cena and AJ Styles, and it was a perfect 100. Alright, so we're at Mojo Rally right now, and as you can see, where he went from not having any popularity in anywhere else aside from, I believe, like, maybe Canada or Mexico, one of those two, and the 17s in USA, now all across the board, he is getting popularity everywhere. Alright, especially after that 100 segment, he is going crazy, and it has not even been a full month yet. Alright, we're now officially an entire month through, and as you can see, we have tracked the popularity for Mojo Rally. Says his real name up there, but there he is. And you can see, you know, he had like no popularity at all in some of these regions, and now he's gone from like through the roof with his popularity for where he's at. You know what I mean? Like, he's not at a crazy level of overness,
but he was at 10 before.
Yeah. No, 11. So just by a month, you see, we already jumped him by 10 in some regions, and it gave him a whole new popularity in other regions just by being on television, just by being associated with those big names, and that's just a month. So,
and really, when you're WWE, yeah, you want to get popular in the entire world, but really the only two regions that matter are Canada and the US.
True. So we're going to take it 6 months. Of course, we're really focusing on the popularity. We'll do a different video on the stats and whatnot later, but we'll take it 6 months in advance, and we'll do a final recap, call it a day. And now finally, if we take a look at Mojo Rally, who is officially a lower mid card, you can see that now we're seeing his skills more in depth than we have ever before. His popularity is at a 30. They're still going a little bit of crazy. So let's just quickly look at his popularity, track the progress. Boom, look at that. Boom, boom. So he's growing. He's not as crazy growing, because I'll tell you why. He's not being put in matches, he'll only be put in segments. If you put him in matches and put him over, he'll grow even farther. But the main problem about that is that people will most likely get angry at jobbing to him. You're gonna get to see his top 10 matches. You know, it's not really good. These are the default matches that the game would put him in. Of course, we would have him go over some matches, or we would plant him in certain matches, but we wouldn't do that constantly. We just did that, you know, once during the pay-per-views and whatnot. So if you have any more questions about how to put someone over in TW really fast, shoot them down below. We'll answer them. Till next time.